3, 4, 2.
Guys, welcome to Black Scout Survival Midday Live. So I was sent some information about this subject a few days ago. Now, this has apparently been going on for quite some time, but there hasn't been a lot of coverage on it. And I wanted to get this information out here because I've not really seen many people talking about it. Now, again, there was extensive research done by Vermilion China, which is a great resource, a great website. I frequent it quite a bit. They do a lot of information in regards to China, planning war, how the outcome would happen if we were to get in conflict with them. And they have a lot of good information. So they have an article called "The Chinese Soldier Trained by Americans to Kill Americans." So this Chinese soldier infiltrated essentially the American tactical community. Now, this tactical community has been booming. We have a lot of guys from various different backgrounds, different branches, tier 1 operators, teaching various tactical classes. So what Vermilion China found, and based on evidence from U.S. and from Chinese social media accounts, that they identified that a Chinese special operations soldier received training from former U.S. Special Forces on American soil. So I'm going to post a lot from this, photos and stuff from this article. This is Zhang, Chris Zhang. He's a PLA, or People's Liberation Army soldier. He lived and studied in the United States from at least 2014 to 2020. Now you see here Zhang training PAP SWAT in China, 2021. Okay, so what he's done is he's basically got a lot of training from various different operators here in the United States, and then took that information back to China. So he returned to the PRC, People's Republic of China, in 2020, and has trained, like you see PAP and other PLA or their Army units on tactics, techniques, and procedures that he learned from special operators here in the U.S. Now, he entered the U.S. approximately 2013, 2014 to attend Carmel Christian School in Matthews, North Carolina. This was facilitated by Carmel Christian School International Student Program, a college preparatory program serving students grades through 9 and 12. I don't know what credentials he used to get here in the U.S., but obviously he used something, made an alias or something. Maybe he wasn't even of high school age when he attended the high school, and this is just part of the program. We've seen the Russians do this in the past, where they would attend high school and work their way up and go to college and what have you. So here's a picture of him with Mike Tyson, and this is approximately 2017. Right, and he blended in quite well. You'll see him. I'm going to go through here. But after, in 2017, when he graduated, he moved to New York City, and while there, he traveled throughout the U.S. to Virginia Beach, Fort Collins, Nevada, California, Los Angeles, California, Texas, Las Vegas, and attended various tactical training ran by RONIN Tactics 2 Lamb, if you recognize him, as well as Core Vision Training and Dynamis Alliance. Sorry. So 2 Lamb here, Green Beret. He is famous for being on Call of Duty as the Ronin, and as well as he trained here again with Dom Rosso of Dynamis Alliance, and this was approximately 2018. So he went through various courses with various people. Let me see some others here. That's him in China. I'll get back to that. Here he is in a core vision training class in Los Angeles in 2019. The subject matter included close quarters battle, core vision training taught by Army and USMC or Marine Corps veterans. Here he is at Extreme Tactics Training in Texas in May 2019. So he also went through back through RONIN Tactics again, CQB course in 2019. But in May 2020, he left the U.S. and returned to China, according to his social media accounts. Zhang returned to the PLA, or the Chinese Army, Central Theater Command headquarters, and he refers to it as the Army Command College as his home. This college is the intermediate command college within the PLA, or People's Liberation Army National Defense University, that provides joint training for military, political, and technical personnel. So here he is here, and this is 2022. He is running the next generation service rifle carbine here, and it has a modified upper receiver. This is apparently typically only permitted for special operations forces and PAT units. It says this roughly translates into, apparently the post, he says, keep improving, prepare for battle, Taiwan 2025. So maybe he knows something. Here he is here at a range in Las Vegas, Nevada, and you recognize the tattoo on his forearm there. You'll see it in other pictures as well. That's what keeps him identified. Here he is again in Texas at Extreme Tactics Training again. Here he has a "We Must Liberate Taiwan" patch in style of the Chinese Communist Party propaganda image from the 40s and 50s. So apparently this was also, he was wearing this while training in Texas. So very, very crazy. We have this guy, and the reason I'm even doing this video is because how many more of these guys are being trained right now? How many went through various pipelines traveling around the U.S., coming here under false documentation, and maybe even attended courses alongside you, right? Here he is here, again, the forearm tattoo. And this is the PLA's new submachine gun. He also has an EOTech optic that is not able to be exported outside the U.S. Wow. How did he get that thing out of the U.S.? You know, you can't export those. I think that's the night vision model. And one thing I do find very crazy is that it says in Vermilion that from August 2022, Zhang posted photos and videos of social media of himself training Chinese SWAT teams, conducting CQB with PLA, People's Liberation Special Operations Forces. And what they're saying is based on the speed at which Zhang transitioned from student in the U.S. to training Special Operations Forces in China, it's almost certain that Zhang came here to the U.S. with this intent under a false alias to get this information to take back to China and train people, right? And apparently he took information he gained here as well as for products and such and took it back to Chinese manufacturing, which helps them develop new weapons as well as night vision being one of them. This is one. Night vision is one thing in the U.S. that we have a dominance over. And he apparently got this information back to the CCP. Now, this is Zhang here with a close circuit rebreather, you know, for shallow diving. PLA soldier with high altitude jump equipment. This is, again, like it says here, only institute special operations soldiers. So he's just one of the guys probably. Now, here's another photo of him in China next to the next generation GP machine gun. So he has been training taking technical knowledge and information back, training Chinese Special Operations Forces, taking that information back and helping manufacture new equipment, right? People say all the time, this is not going to happen, this ain't going to happen. It's because they're preparing. These people are smart. Chinese are smart, man. They've got their spies here. They're infiltrated. We just let the southern border stay open for 3 years where they got hundreds of thousands of these guys coming in here, going through various tactical training courses here in the U.S. and taking that information back, or maybe to be a saboteur here in the freaking U.S. Now, Vermillion wrote in the article here, why does this matter? Okay. And their answer is, it's almost certain that PLA special operations soldiers or special operators have been living and training on U.S. soil for at least 7 years. He was able to avoid U.S. law enforcement and bring training and equipment back derived from the most elite American Special Operations Forces back to China. Now, Dom Rosso is a DevGru guy, okay? Tu Lam was a Green Beret that served in Delta. I don't think he was a Delta operator. I think they pulled him for specific missions within Delta, but he had high level of training, as well as these other groups that he trained with, various Marine Corps guys and such, that are giving him the best of the best when it comes to training and our tactics that we've sharpened over the past 100 years. You know, it's often said that American military units are superior in quality to that of PLA, but this will not be the case if we keep training their operators from our most highly trained guys here in the U.S. that will essentially erode America's fighting edge. Now, this is the thing. I'm not taking a dump on any of these guys. I don't know any of them personally. I don't know Tu Lam. I don't know Dom Rosso. I don't know any of these guys personally. But I do, from what I see on their social media, they appear to be good guys trying to do the right thing. Now, a lot of people will take dump on this stance. They'll say, well, we shouldn't be training this and that. Well, it's hard to say that because time and time again, I've talked about it. You guys have talked about it. We should take the veterans with their experience, train Americans, get them trained up, because you see the way the world's headed. Like, you need to know what you're doing. And again, some of these guys are loved and hated. I don't know all their backstories, nor do I really care. But to me, they appear to be good guys. And regardless if you like someone 100% or not, I think you can get value from everybody, even people you disagree with. Because I'm saying that because I've seen things written about Tu Lam before. And, you know, you can look for the bad in everybody, but I would say look for the good, you know. You don't have to agree with everybody, their opinions or what they've done or what have you. But they seem to be doing well now. And a lot of people get upset with veterans profiting off their experience. And I always think, why? Why? You don't care that liberal communists are literally getting rich in droves, but you're crapping on a veteran for taking what he's done and making a living off of it. Why would you not want to see a veteran succeed? And truthfully, I see this most from veterans that get out and do poorly in life. They hate on other veterans that do successful. The thing is, man, you should be supporting your brothers, your sisters that are doing successful. You know, and the thing is, like, I've in my time, like, I've said things about Navy SEALs shouldn't be writing books. Man, write your books, dude. Write your books. Make your money. You know what I mean? We see all the people that hate us that are getting wealthy. Why not see a veteran succeed? Someone who's given their life, put their life on the line, who is giving up years of their life, years of their family, being separated, and what have you. Why not see them succeed? I want to see them succeed. So them taking their training, trying to do the right thing and train Americans, I see nothing wrong with that, right? Now, the next thing you say, oh, well, we should vet the people. We should vet the students. Well, that gets very, very tricky, because I've been to courses where there's people there that are very much wanting to keep a low signature. I've been to courses alongside people. I've attended friends' courses to audit them and see how they're running their courses. They invite me just to attend and stuff like that. And there are people there that don't want records of their training. Okay. They're everyday patriotic, loving Americans that don't want that information out there for freaking people to keep tabs on them. So vetting gets sketchy at best because, again, I've seen people use aliases. I talked to two doctors at a course one time. They were using aliases. They didn't want anybody to know anything about them. And they obviously don't want the government to keep track of them, of what they're doing in their training. And so I get that point as well. Okay. So vetting can be a tricky thing. Now, then you look at the flip side, quiet professional. I hear people say this a lot, and I can agree with this. And I can agree with many sides here, right? I can agree with many sides. I can hear the quiet professional. Maybe you should stay quiet, right? Not share what you do. But then again, you're hurting the everyday Americans that are trying to better themselves. Not everybody wants to go put on a pack.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
What in the world are you listening to me? But putting on a pack, carrying a rifle, plate carrier, going into foreign countries to go fight for oil money. I get why a lot of Americans don't want to do that, and should they be neglected from the training? So keeping the quiet professionals quiet, I can see the point, but again, I can see the opposing argument as well. So, for higher level courses, maybe you do some vetting. I don't know. I can't really answer that. It's hard to say because I would want to be, I would want to keep my information quiet as well, So, but I've also been to courses where people have flown in from other countries, right? I've been to courses where people flew in to the U.S. to attend the course. I've been to them. I've been alongside foreigners that have flew in, and those instructors had zero problem with that. Now, is that a problem? Probably. I don't really know if we should be doing that. If foreigners flew over, should we be allowing them to train alongside us? That's a hard one for me, man. But I guess the biggest thing is right now in our present moment, what we should really be doing as instructors, as veterans, be very, very cautious on who we're sharing what with, because this is a very crazy time. And dude said Taiwan 2025, so that's coming down the pipe. It's coming close. It's soon, But again, I'm not taking a dump on any of these guys. I think they're all trying to do the right thing, and I don't know the answer is. Maybe you guys got one, leave it in the comments. And obviously I can share that information if you guys come up with something good. But I don't want you to forget, though, I did a video on this, right? China's military seeks to exploit U.S. troops, veterans, general warrants. So this was back from September 2023. This was a memo obtained by the Post, says Beijing is working to enhance its armed forces by targeting Americans with specialized skills and training. So they even said it, they were going to do it. So they're probably doing it currently, right? They're probably doing it currently because that is an intel brief, right? They're stating that they're definitely going to do that. They're going to use veterans with their skill sets, their experience on the battlefield to train their people. Because you got to understand, China has not been battle tested. Americans have. Americans have since the freaking day one. Americans, you in that camera right there, got it. You have in your blood the fighting spirit. I'm talking to you. You have the fighting spirit running through your veins. America is a country of fighters. And I don't want you to forget, though, I did this video last year. I think it was last year, but it's updated. It got updated the other day. U.S. Marine pilot, a devil dog, got arrested in Australia for working with a Chinese hacker, says lawyer. This is a 55-year-old former U.S. Marine. And he's fighting extradition from Australia to the United States on charges of training Chinese military pilots to land on aircraft carriers. So we have a devil dog, someone who took an oath to this country over there freaking getting paid. And I think he made large sums of money. I think $500,000 or something to that effect to train Chinese pilots, right? So again, it's happening. It's happening. They told us it was going to happen, and they're doing it. Now, They must be shadowing this video, man. Barely got any views on here. Hit the thumbs up for me real quick, guys. Anyway, I wanted to touch back on the Iran helicopter crash. Okay. Apparently, all satellite weather data of northern Iran for the entire day of May 19th has been removed, which was the day that the Iranian president took that hard landing, they said. So they're reporting that it was some kind of technical malfunction of the aircraft, according to Iranian news. In the beginning stages, they were saying, oh, it was the fog. It was the fog. Now they're saying it's some kind of technical issues, malfunctions. Do you not think we can have some kind of control over stuff like this? Come on, guys. The biggest indicator to me was this: Lloyd Austin. Listen to him.
In the very unfortunate helicopter crash, we continue to monitor the situation, but we don't have any insights into the cause of the accident at this point. And certainly, I know the Iranians are investigating, or will investigate, and so we'll see what the outcome is once their investigation is complete.
No indication that there was anything other than an accident that brought this helicopter down?
Right. I can't speculate on what may have been the cause of the accident, Tara, but you know, again, I think we'll learn more once the Iranians have investigated.
Mr. Secretary, are you concerned that Iran is going to try and blame Israel or even the United States for the crash that killed the president yesterday?
The United States had no part to play in that crash, and so that's a fact, plain and simple.
And Israel? Are you afraid they're going to blame Israel?
I won't speculate as to what they'll blame. Again, they have to conduct an investigation.
I don't know. I won't speculate. Somebody's asking me what does Tulane have to say about this. I looked and seen if he had made any statements. I have not seen anything. Again, he may not know. You know, he may not know. He may not have seen it because I hadn't seen much information about this at all. So he may not have known. I mean, he's probably gets like, you know, he's got more followers than I do, and I can't keep up with messages or emails hardly. So unless people are like hitting me a ton with the same thing, I might accidentally see it. But he has much more following than I do, and so I think we're probably on par. I think he has about 600,000 on Instagram or something like that, and I don't think he has a big following on YouTube. I think we have the equivalent. So I have the same amount equivalency to him on Instagram, and my Instagram is equivalent to his YouTube. But being at this many followers, and he runs a business as well as I do, so a lot of time your day is caught up in running that business and answering suppliers, supplying purchase orders and such. So I don't know that he's seen it. But again, I'm not taking a dump on any of these guys. What I see of Tulane, I like. What I see of Dom Rosso, I like. I've read bad things about Tulane. People have said that he's stolen some ideas and such, but I see people get accused of that all the time, in these sort of things. But I don't know. I heard he shot himself in the foot one time, but I have a buddy that shot himself in the foot one time as well. And he's a great shooter, the guy that shot himself in the foot. Things happen. So I don't know. I think he's a good guy from what it appears to be. I don't know him personally, and really I don't know anybody that knows him. I do know people that know Dom Rosso, and I've been in actually the same place as Dom Rosso many times. And I had my own subscribers and followers coming up and talking to me while he had his going up to him, and he seemed like a very cordial, nice guy. The other schools I'm not familiar with, so I don't think they have a brand image per se like Dom Rosso and Tulane. But again, I'm not taking a dump on any of these guys. I like what they're doing. I think you should share this information that you've gained with Americans, train them and such. So again, but maybe you feel different, and I'd like to know if you do. Because again, I don't have the answer, man. You know, we're about to start opening up training as well. And again, vetting gets into Fed boy type stuff. You start asking about vetting people, it starts sounding a little federale. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know people want to do that sort of things. I think some people do vetting, or some people only train law enforcement. And you know my opinion on training law enforcement military tactics to use against American citizens. I'm not really for that, but I don't think the same tactics should be utilized per se. But I do want to step over here for a moment and show our med kit. I know we got a lot of new followers, and kind of just talk through it real quick for those people that may be new to the channel and such. But anyway, I do want to know your thoughts and stuff on that. We'll touch back on that in just a second. Let me show you this med kit real quick, though, and break it down for you. All right, guys. So this is the MDP, or medical deployment pouch. Mark from Centerline System and I designed this bad boy over the course of maybe, 2 years. It was back and forth till we perfected it. This is truthfully the best med kit on the market. I'm not saying that because we designed it. It's our product. I'm saying that because it is the best. Like, if I don't create the best, I'm not going to use it, right? So anyway, if you look at the back, just initially, and we've had a lot of people try to copy our designs. They try to all the time, and copying a design is the best form of flattery. However, if I see you copying this, boys, I'm gonna call you out. So anyway, what we have here is a belt loop, so you can wear with our concealment belt, or our pistolero, which is outside the waistband gun belt. Both of them are gun belts, but one of them is you wear like a normal belt. The other one you wear outside like a pistol belt. You have your Molly Pals strap, what have you here. You have a sheer pouch here. Now this whole kit is designed for gross motor skills, because if you've ever been in any type of medical emergency, you understand that seconds count, and usually you have blood on your hands, you're wearing gloves, what have you. So everything is gross motor skills. So if we see here, there's a rubberized tab here that allows you, with no matter if you got blood soaked hands, you're wearing gloves, you can immediately pull this out and then pull the shears out. We used to make our own shears, Black Scout version, but I went with North American Rescue because theirs are superior to mine. Again, like I said, I'm not going to make anything just to make it. I'm going to choose the most superior product. We used to make tactical trauma shears, but when North American Rescue came out with these are the most superior on the market. Inside is a rubberized handle, so they're not going to slip with blood and stuff all over your hands. There's an O2 wrench here for oxygen tank and such. So the outside is hard plastic, inside is rubber. You can't really tell, but that's why we chose these. Moving on, obviously a tourniquet, you want that quickly access. Make sure you don't wrap the bad boy like this right here. You want to have seconds count, like I said, easily pull out, because you want to be able to get that thing out quickly. Cat tourniquet, we choose that because it's the best. It's what the U.S. military uses and such. So anyway, and whenever you buy this kit, you can buy just the pouch in case you have medical supplies. You can buy, if you don't need shears, you don't need to buy shears. You can select what you want, because I don't want you having to buy an entire kit. Everybody forces you to buy an entire kit, but what if you don't need an entire kit, right? So you can get a patch if you want to. You don't have to. You can run it sterile. You can run it sterile if you'd like. Or if you have a patch, medical pouches, has a big red, so you know what it is, and grab and pull, okay? This opens up to the guts here. Now, when you initially look at it here, we have a sleeve here. Now, this is for Band-Aids, moleskin, Neosporin, for everyday outdoor stuff, because a lot of people, they only make trauma kits. This is a medical kit, so you can add in there. Sometimes we sell a medical kit to go in here. We don't always, but it's like a little first aid kit that you can keep in there. You can keep aspirin, ibuprofen, stuff like that in this pouch here. Now, there's admin elastic bands here, so you can keep a marker to write on the forehead for the tourniquet time, or write on the tourniquet. I would do both. You can get a decompression needle from us. We sell those as well. So stab that in the upper part of the chest. We don't sell the chem lights, but I always put a chem light in mine, because that way I can signal or mark something. Now with my chem lights, I go ahead and make it in a buzzsaw fashion. So I have cordage tied on here. What I do is I do this right here. So that way, if I need to signal for help, I can signal the buzzsaw for a helo, or if somebody's far away, I can signal for help, okay? So that's why we set that up like that. Anyway, now the biggest thing, gross motor skills, we had this pull tab, like a freaking parachute, right? And you pull, and it ejects this med kit completely out, right? So then you have the med kit. This is designed for us by North American Rescue. You see the Black Scout Medical symbol here. And we have combat gauze, which is quick clot, Z-fold style. We have emergency trauma dressing. We have chest seals, okay, a 2-pack. You have a nasopharyngeal for airway to shove up your nostril. North American Rescue combat gauze and the Bear Claw nitrile gloves, which are very good. There they go right there. Very good for bloody hands and such. So anyway, that is the kit, and we have those on sale. So I definitely recommend you going to go get those. Now you can put all the gear you want in the kit and nothing you don't need. Because a lot of people sell med kits and you got to buy the whole kit. I'm aware you've probably been training and doing tactical stuff for quite a while. Being a prepared citizen, you probably have a tourniquet. You might have shears. I don't want you to waste your money buying stuff you don't need. But if you need a full kit, we got it. Again, I always recommend, guys, I have these everywhere. And that way you can signal for help. Break that thing. And I always keep IR ones too, because I run nods. My team runs nods. And we keep IR ones in there as well. Anyhow, guys, make sure you go pick up those from our website at blackscoutsurvival.com. Me and Centerline Systems make that in development, as well as North American Rescue, which is North American Rescue is in my state. They're a South Carolina company, and I love supporting American small business as well. And they're what the military uses. So anyway, guys, I want to know your thoughts about the Chinese operatives training here in the U.S. How can we stop that from happening going forward? And guys, remember to stay frosty, stay strapped, and always stay dangerous. Take care.